Is live? Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Oh my God, I hit the wrong button, y'all. I'm gonna stop streaming. Anyway, welcome to my live stream, everybody. I try to get everybody in here, make sure my ringtone is off while we talk about this 90 Day the Other Way tell all. And everybody, most of y'all are gonna watch it on the replay, pardon the replay. Anyway, I'm in the car, y'all. Let me turn the car off because I am in the car. I'm in the car. Laggy in the car. Anyway, I don't think anybody's gonna be here on this live. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but I'm doing it a little early before my kids get out of school. I'm trying to pack y'all. I'm moving. We're gonna talk about 90 Day Fiance. The tell all was on Sunday. Just in case y'all didn't know, 90 Day the Other Way is a 90 Day Fiance spinoff where the Americans actually go to the country of the person that they're talking to instead of the other way around. Normally, the guy or girl from another country comes to America and they try to have 90 days to marry them. So we got several couples on there. And so the show just ended, so they had a tell all. There's people who've been posting videos about the tell all. Oh, there's people that have been posting videos about the tell all and their opinions and what happened. I'm really going to talk about Debbie and Osama. That's who I really want to talk about. Because some people have been, dragging Debbie or whatever and dragging her son Julian and stuff like that. I didn't watch Auntie's advice video, but I was reading her comments and on the video on community tab and stuff like that. What I'm talking about is the woman blame game. That's what we're really going to focus on. What I mean by that is anytime, it just seems to me that with a lot of people in society, I'm not trying to jab at any content creator because it's society in general, is that anytime something goes wrong or something happens or women get hoodwinked or hurt, somehow in our society, I can't speak for other societies, I can only speak for America. I'm an American born and raised. Because the level of patriarchy and misogyny here, then somehow it's the woman's fault. For those of you who don't know, Debbie is a 67-year-old woman from Georgia that was seen, well, I wouldn't say seen, but talking to a 24-year-old man from Morocco named Osama. And she was going to go over there. She fell in love with him. They've been talking for 2-3 years. So it wasn't like they were talking for a couple of months or 6 months. 3 years. And then Osama had apparently flipped the script and had a whole plan. Debbie gets over there. She wants to live in Morocco. She wants to be Osama's wife. She thought Osama loved her or whatever. And she gets there and finds out that no, Osama just wanted to come back to America and live his best life and probably leave Debbie the moment he got here, y'all. Let's keep it real. Okay. So some people were like, well, Debbie should have known better because she's 60. I guess because she's 67, so she should have known better. And I've read some comments where people in some vlogs, people were saying it's all Debbie's fault. It's all her fault. She should have known better. Why? Because she's older? How many times have we seen older men, maybe not 67, but older men in their 40s and 50s date or try to talk to 20-something-year-old women, either being on 90 Day or just in general? Like, how many times have we seen older men talk to younger women and they get taken for a ride? And people are either like, oh, well, or people once again blame the woman, or something. Like, it's always the woman's fault. If you 22 years old and you taking a 50, 60-year-old dude for his money, then hello, Mass Gondrong. I'm sorry, I'm butchering your username. I'm sorry, boo boo, but welcome. Most people are gonna watch this on a rewatch, but I just don't understand why people, like I said, I'm not calling out any vloggers, but that all suddenly is all of Debbie's fault. So it's all of Debbie's fault. So it's all her fault because she's older. Look, let me tell y'all something, okay? I think some people need a little context because I have context. I have not dated anyone internationally. I have not been swindled. This is not a trigger point for me. I ain't never been a victim of a Tinder swindler or nothing like that. If y'all have ever seen the Netflix movie Tinder Swindler, how this dude was bilking women out of thousands of dollars. I tell people this happens all the time. This happens all. This is not just about Debbie and about Osama. Um, I mean, this is not about them. This is not really about them. This is about there are people out there. There are whole rings of criminals, like real criminals, who are out hustling women for money. There are military romance scams. Look it up. Look up look up crypto romance scams. Look up military romance scams. Honey, they're using fake pictures. They're online. They're on social media. They're doing the most. They are tricking these women out their money. They are tricking these men out their money. They tricking. There are women out there with fake pictures. Some of these people are not even women. They pretending to be women. There are women out here who are real women that have OnlyFans and Snapchats and they own dating apps trying to get viewers and subscribers and money, and they having dudes sending money, whether they be in the same country or not, honey. So to act like Debbie is just the only person out here getting tricked, like it's just Debbie, just dumb, dumb. Honey, this is happening to thousands of people every day. Every day. To sit up here and blame Debbie like it's all her fault because she got taken in by Osama, I say it's both their fault. I don't like people tricking off of old people. That's not right. If it was a 25-year-old woman tricking off of some 67-year-old man, I would have a problem with it too. But as a woman, no matter what we do, if we get physically assaulted, what did we do? If we get sexually harassed, what were you wearing? You had to do something. Like I'm not gonna play this game on my channel. I'm not gonna sit up here and blame women for getting hurt and taken advantage of by other women or other men. I'm just not. I'm not gonna play that game. Now I don't care if you're straight. I don't care if you're gay. It doesn't matter to me. But to sit up here and be like it's women's fault, well in that case Danielle and Johan, then then is because people don't like Danielle, so we're not blaming Johan either. So it's all Danielle's fault. Yes, Danielle's toxic. Yes, Danielle's annoying. Yes, I don't like Danielle at all. I don't find Danielle attractive. I don't know why so we gonna pretend that we don't know why Johan is with Danielle. But y'all be like, oh, poor Johan. Oh, Danielle talked to him so bad. Oh, poor. Wasn't he in it to go to America too? He just didn't realize Danielle was toxic AF. So y'all wouldn't be bleeding hearts for Johan. When Johan is pretty much in the same position, except he didn't know what he was getting into with Danielle. He got his comeuppance. But we gonna sit up here and pretend that Johan got with Danielle because he was in love with her. They fame whores. They were on another reality show, both of them. Both of them, Danielle is yes, she's despicable. Yeah, in my opinion. Yes, Danielle, I couldn't deal with her. But Johan knew what he was getting into when he got with Danielle, right? Did not Johan get on the show and said he wanted to come to America? That was his whole goal, to come to America, to build a business, send money back to his family, come to America. That's all Johan was talking about. So he shouldn't be dragged because Danielle's an awful person? He should be dragged too. I don't feel bad for Johan. For what? For what? Because he thought he was gonna come to America. He thought he had him one. He thought he met some dumbass broad who had some money, who who was turned on by his body and his looks and his eggplant. He thought he was gonna throw it on one real quick and then be coming over here to New York. So y'all want me to feel bad for Johan? I'm not. So Debbie's son gets on there and people didn't like the fact that he was calling Osama boy, but I think he was calling him boy because he's young and he acts like a boy. And I don't blame Julian. It's his mama. I mean, it's his mama. Like, which I mean, people like, well, I didn't like the tone that he was taking and blah blah blah. Okay, I get it, but again, I said, come to Texas, honey. Come to Texas. If you don't like the way Julian was talking, baby, come live my reality every day. I'm in Texas. Some of y'all been living up north way too long, baby. Don't come here then. Don't come here. If you think the shit that you see on TV is just on TV, huh, baby, come to Texas. Come to Texas. You piss off one of these good old boys here, and fuck around and find out here. You get your feelings hurt. You be like, oh my God. I have friends and family from up north be coming here and be like, oh my God, yeah, it's the reality. I'm not saying it's right at all. But come on now. I didn't like the way Julian talked to Osama, but I mean that's his mama. Like I didn't like the way Osama talked to Debbie. And people again, I don't understand why people are blaming Debbie. Like, oh well, she can't be that dumb. Let me tell y'all. Let me drop some other wisdom on y'all. Some of y'all need to get out more. Okay, like some of y'all need to get. I don't have friends that just look like me and act like me and come from my same socioeconomic background and act like I do, because I have businesses and I deal with the artistic community, with artists, and I deal with different jewelry makers and different kind of people. I know people like Debbie. I know people like Nicole. People who are eclectic. People who are artsy. I know old white women that act like Debbie. Who just like they act just like that. Old hippies, old free spirits. They're a little loony. I ain't trying to throw no shade at Debbie. I love you. I love Debbie. I fuck with Debbie hard. Y'all, ever since I saw Debbie, the way Debbie handled herself was good. She wasn't Kim. She wasn't trying to throw a drink in Osama's face. She wasn't trying to cuss him out. She wasn't trying to storm out the room and throw shit. She wasn't trying to act like Angela. None of that. Debbie kept it classy the whole entire time. And then Debbie was looking good. Until all she was up there looking good. She was looking like she was 57 instead of 67. You know, Debbie was keeping it kosher. She was keeping it classy. And I like the way Debbie handled herself in that situation. She was hurt and she was upset, but she didn't yell. She didn't scream. She didn't try to throw something at him. She didn't try to throw some hands on him like Angela did. She just was like, okay, I'm hurt. But to sit up here and blame Debbie like, well, it's all her fault. She should have known better. Huh? Huh? It's like saying, I'm not saying the situation wasn't partially her fault. All I'm saying is that to give a men a pass, like women sit here and be like, tell women, well, you should have known he was going to do this and this and this just because he's a man. Just because a person is a man and has a penis between their legs doesn't absolve them from blame or doesn't make them the blame. Let me say it again. Just because you're a man and you have a penis between your legs and you're a male, a born male, doesn't mean you get a pass for bad behavior. And it doesn't mean I expect bad behavior out of you either. To sit up here and be like, well, you know, I've read all kind of crazy shit in the comments. Well, she should have known better because you know how those men are. Really? So women, we just supposed to assume that men are going to take advantage of? Now, look, I may feel that way. I got my guard up, but that's me. You know what I'm saying? That's me. But to sit here and be like, women should go out here and expect all men to take advantage of them. All the men, I mean, that's craziness. That's letting men off the hook too easily. It's like saying that like all men are liars and cheaters and deceivers, and that women, we should just know better. I don't subscribe to that. I have a son. I don't subscribe to that. I'm not gonna sit up here and blame Debbie. I'm not gonna sit up here and be like it's all her fault. She should have known better because she older and been married and had kids. So what? So what? You can be an old fool. You can be a young fool or old fool, baby, at any age. If you're talking to somebody for 2 to 3 years, you of course she was gonna trust this person. Who in their right mind would think that somebody's gonna sit here and conversate and video chat with you, and you're gonna visit this person, and this is gonna go on for 3 years, and really deep down inside they're just scheming, just to come to America. Most people, most older people wouldn't even think that way. Now, those of us who are on the internet and we kind of savvy and we would, but most older people, Debbie doesn't seem like she's very internet or social media savvy. It doesn't seem like that was something that even crossed her mind, really. So no, I'm not gonna sit up here and blame Debbie. I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, it's all her fault, and that she should have just known better. And like, in my mind, yeah, I wouldn't fall for the okey doke like that. That's not me. But I'm not gonna just sit up here and drag Debbie like, okay, it's all her fault. It's part of her fault. Yes, I don't like scammers. I don't like scammers. And I don't like schemers. And Osama knew what he was doing since day one. I believe. I believe he contacted Debbie and probably thought. And once Debbie got to talking to him a little bit about being lonely and her and the things that she do, he probably understood what time it is and what kind of person he was dealing with. And Osama deserved to be cussed out. He deserved to be told off. I don't like the tone. I don't like the certain things that were said. I'm not stupid. I understand about white supremacy and all that. I didn't like the tone, no. But did he deserve to be told off? Yeah. Yeah. Osama was scheming and scamming. I don't like schemers and I don't like scammers, especially when it comes to dating someone or meeting someone online. And like I said, some of y'all don't really understand because y'all don't online date. Y'all don't, you're not meeting people online, and you don't understand the dynamics of things that goes on with online dating, how difficult it is, how hard it is, how many scammers are online trying to date people, men and women, in your country and outside your country. There are a lot of women. Look it up, y'all. Look it up. Google it. Thousands of women are taking advantage, especially women, men too, are taken advantage of by internet romance scams. There's lots of them. There's tons, they're everywhere. So, I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, well, I don't understand how Debbie, honey, there's thousands of women going through the same thing. Debbie is not the only one. She's on a TV show that makes it more amplified. But some of y'all just have no idea. There are women right now every day that are being taken for money. Every day. People have whole rings in Nigeria. There's whole Nigerian rings in other countries too. But I know the ones about the Nigeria especially, where they have fake pictures pretending to be men, pretending to be women, pretending to be Europeans, all kinds of shit. Pictures fake, they install off the internet. They barely speak any English. They pretending to be from Germany, France, the UK, everywhere. And people will be talking to people for months and have no idea that this person is in China, this person is in Korea, this person is in Sweden, this person is in some African country, wherever. In America, scamming too. And they have no idea that this person is not real. They'll get on the phone and they'll talk to you and be like, hey, how you doing? Blah, 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 blah. There are women out there that are naive. They hear somebody with an accent, they don't know what accent it is. They don't know if they talking to somebody from Germany, from France, from Africa. They don't know. They just hear accent and a nice voice. Oh yeah, that's. Trust me, there are women out there who are desperate, women and men desperate to have somebody to love them and care for them. So they're willing to believe anything, anything, because they're not internet savvy. It happens to people all the time. So to sit up here and be like, it's Debbie's fault, she should have known better, within the thousands and thousands of other women who get taken on crypto scams, who are sending money to fake military guys, who are talking to fake chicks, oh, I need you to help my kids, we in the Philippines, blah blah blah. They ain't even got no kids. They not even in the fucking Philippines. I know people that this personally that has happened. These things have happened to personally. I know somebody was sending money to somebody in the Philippines. I don't know if it was a woman or a man. She said she was a woman. She said she had kids. Them pictures was fake. Who she really was, who knows? Whether he or she or they, sometimes a ring of them. They put a female on the phone in a minute. People have been taken advantage of. So like I said, I'm not going to throw Debbie under the bus, because then I have to throw everybody under the bus, because these people be clever. These people are clever these days. In 2023, these people are playing the long game. Do you hear me? They're not coming out the gate asking for money. They're not coming out the gate asking for anything. Just like these motherfuckers in prison out here finessing women and men. So these Tinder swindlers, these romance scammers, these crypto romance scam, baby. And if you are not in the know, you will fall for it. Hook, line, and sinker. Like I said, never happened to me. I know what to look for. I can look at somebody's profile and tell it's fake. But I'm just saying, for those women out there who are older, who are widowed, divorced, just had a breakup, they're in their 40s, in their 50s, they don't know. A lot of these women, they just think, they have no idea. I've had to school people in their 30s. That's a fake profile. How do you know? Well, because I know how to spot a fake profile. I know the African words to say to motherfuckers. I know the scammer lingo. Baby, I need to do a whole video on the Nigerian scammer lingo. Words you can say in chat. They'll say certain words in Swahili or in Nigerian or Ghanaian. That's how scammers know that it's each other. And I know the words that they use. I got a whole list of different phrases and words that they use so they can spot each other. And then they realize you a scammer. Then they move on and be like, have a good day, brother. Blah, 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 blah. I didn't peep game, y'all. I didn't peep game. So I should do a whole video about that, because again, I don't know if anybody's doing videos about this shit, but I didn't research this. Because again, I personally know people who this has happened to. So it's out there. So no, I'm not going to sit up here and blame Debbie for Osama trying to scheme and scam and run game on a 67 lonely old lady who's a bit kooky. Because let's face it, Debbie's a little kooky in my opinion. She's a little, out there. And we don't know what kind of mental health issues Debbie have. And Debbie was over it. She was on the show and people talking about, well, she's enjoying the fame and trying to drag Debbie because she enjoying the fame like everybody else. Like Derek and Monique and Elizabeth. Like Jasmine and Gino and the rest of these motherfuckers on this show. Like Kim did and Angela. Angela up there endorsing products with her back bacon, her back meat out everywhere. Angela Dean is not enjoying the fame. So Debbie don't get to enjoy the fame. Just like the rest of these motherfuckers on this show. They all enjoying the fame. So Debbie can't enjoy. Come on now, y'all. Some of y'all want to hate on Debbie. I don't know what it is about y'all. Like, it's an act. I don't think it's an act with Debbie. I think that's just who she is. I think Debbie just wants to be in love with somebody. I think Debbie will be back on another season. She'll find somebody else. But I just think that Debbie just wants to be in love with somebody. I just think that is what it is. I think Debbie got done dirty by her two ex-husbands. She was by herself for 12 years. Debbie's wasn't internet savvy and knowing what's going on with these swindlers out here, these international swindlers. I think Debbie just really wanted to believe the fantasy and got caught up in the game. Is it her fault? Partially, yes. Is it Osama's fault? Yeah, because he wasted his time and energy talking to an old lady for 3 years just to get to America. How fucking lame is that? You can't even work or get educated in your own country. And to sit up there and be like, there's no opportunity here and there's no blah, blah, blah. I don't want nobody who ain't never worked hard in their own damn country to tell me that there's no opportunity or nothing in their country. When you ain't worked a day in your life in your own country. When you ain't tried to work a day, you ain't even tried to work on your father's farm. You over there throwing seed like this. When you want to be a poet and you want to be an artist and Osama is just as delusional as Debbie. Debbie love delusional. Osama is America delusional. Both of them motherfuckers is delusional. I don't know who's worse. But to sit up there and blame Debbie like it's her fault, Osama sounded crazy. I'm gonna come to America where I can be a poet, I can be an artist, and I'm gonna open an art studio. No wonder Julian called him a boy. Because you sound like my 13-year-old son. You sound like somebody who has never researched anything. I mean, he can go online and talk to Debbie for 3 years, but he couldn't get online and research about America? America economy, how much people make per year? You couldn't go online and look all this shit up? Anybody can. Anybody who's out there watching this who may be living somewhere else in another country, do your research on America before you decide that you want to swindle somebody and fucking come here. Do your research. Look up the GDP. Look up the average amount people are making, and then how much they're spending, and how we're struggling here in America. What kind of job do you want to do? What kind of work was Osama planning to do? Where was he going to work at? How was he going to get to work? He had no plan. All he did was talk about coming to America and getting a job and doing this and doing that with no plan. He didn't plan anything out. He didn't research. He didn't think anything through. Osama didn't do shit. So no, I'm not taking his side for nothing because he's a schemer, he's a scammer, and he's delusional as fuck. I'm not taking his side. He's delusional. And it sounded crazy. It's like he had a dream in his mind of what he wanted to do and how he thought America was, and he thought that shit was reality, and it's not. It's my child. So no, I'm not gonna sit up here and drag Debbie for a delusional ass Osama. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna sit up here and give Johan a pass because Debbie's a bitch. When Johan knew what he was getting into. When Johan knew what he was getting into with Danielle. When this is the second reality show they've been on. It's just accident what he just fell into the reality show. He just fell into this second reality show. Johan know what he was doing. Jen and Rishi, I don't know what's up with them. They want to be the new Summit and Jenny. Jen knew damn well that or should have known, did her research about his culture and his people. And Rishi should have told his family what the hell was going on from the jump. They should have watched this show. Both of these people didn't watch this damn show and saw what happened with Jenny and Summit. I ain't got no sympathy for either one of those crazy people. And Jamie and Chris, I don't like Chris. I think Chris is foul. I think Chris is a liar. I think Chris got issues that she need to work out. I think Chris is a liar. That's just my opinion. But on the other hand, I think Jamie wrong because I think Jamie saw Chris as a come up. She wrong for that too. And I think Chris overplayed her hand. I think she made on like she made more money and she was flousing and she was living that life and she wanted to show off for Jamie. Yeah, I'll take care of you. You ain't got to work. You can quit your job. Da, 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 da. And it came back and bit her in the end. Instead of just coming into the relationship and being honest with people about your money and finance, a lot of these American people will come on this show and finesse these international people and throw money at them and send money to them and pretend that they have all this and all that, and they really don't have all this and all that. So that was Chris's fault as well. But then Jamie, the point is, who wants to get? I don't want to get in a relationship with somebody where I feel like they got to finance me now. Oh, I'm gonna get a relationship with this dude in another country. I can't find a job. I got laid off. Well, you don't have to work. Either motherfucker's telling me I don't have to work. He gonna send me money. I don't feel in my spirit that that's the right thing to do. That is not the right thing to do to me. I'm an independent person. I don't want to feel like I'm beholden or relying upon anybody, whether I have kids or not. But especially me having children. But even if I didn't have kids, I'm not going to sit up here and have some dude paying my bills and I got to sit here and wait for him to send me money before I can eat. Baby, not going to happen. So Jamie was wrong for that too. She's a grown-ass woman. She should have been standing on her own. But then Chris shouldn't have lied to her and act like she was making all this money. She was making it rain when she really wasn't. And then Chris disappearing and coming back and disappearing and coming back. That shit's suspicious. Then Chris don't like no kind of conflict. She don't like no arguing. She don't like Chris act like I don't know what kind of relationship or marriage that Chris wants, but she shouldn't be in a relationship or a marriage in my opinion. Chris want to go through the good times and want to kiki and want to sit around and everything be good. And her not put no real effort into it. Chris want to come and do whatever she want to do. Baby, if you want to do that, just date women and don't get married. Don't be in a relationship. Date women in your area, in your own country. Go out with different women or men, whoever you want to do. Like I said it before, Chris act like she don't know how to or don't want to be in a relationship. Because the shit that she say and the things that she do, and I'm just like, that's not how you carry on a marriage. Even if you are long distance, the shit that she do is like, she acts very childish. Anytime there's some kind of strife or something, she want to run. She a runner. She a runner. She a track star. And there's nothing wrong with being a runner. If you want to run, run. Run for it, run. If you want to be in a relationship with somebody and you are in a relationship with somebody and you're a runner, and you have to know yourself before you get into a relationship. You have to know that you're ready to get into a relationship, much less marriage. Chris, to me, was not ready to get married and not ready to have a relationship. I don't know what kind of relationship she's had in the past, some volatile ones, I don't know. But to me, it's like she desperately wanted to be with Jamie and felt like if she made her a kept woman and flashed some money at her, then Jamie would stick around. Why? Because Chris, to me, wasn't very serious. She just wanted to do whatever she wanted to do and want Jamie to be there. And that's the wrong way to get into a relationship. Nobody should feel like you holding someone captive in a relationship or they owe you something because you're paying their bills. Nobody should do that. Male, woman, man, woman, straight, gay, or whatever. And Nicole and Mahmoud, they should have ended it. Nicole should have never been on the show. She should have never got back with that man. They are in two different worlds, two different cultures, two different religions. They oil and water. They should just leave it alone. I ain't got nothing to say about Gabrielle and the other one. They were pretty much boring. But they got married. That's good. But I ain't got nothing pretty much to say about them. But, I just had to come on here and say that stop blaming women anytime men screw us around or treat us bad. Stop acting like women, like we have the burden of the world and society on us, like we should know better and we should be more savvy and we should do this and we should do that. Yes, with age comes wisdom, supposedly, but some people it doesn't. When it comes to love and the affairs of the heart, I've learned that you can have all the book learning, you can have all the degrees, you can have an IQ of 200. You can be the smartest, savviest person. You could have 5 failed marriages and working on your 6th. Education, experience, talent, money, whatever it is. Independence have nothing to do with the affairs of the heart. Everybody plays the fool, like the song. Everybody plays the fool. Like it's sometimes it's true. You could be an old fool, a young fool, a middle-aged fool, a fool with kids, a fool without kids. You could be a fool in the United States, a fool in Morocco, or a fool in Papua New Guinea. I've learned through my experience through life that when it comes to the affairs of the heart, when it comes to relationships and love, I've seen people that I would never think in a million years do the most. I've seen motherfuckers run through hoops and do tricks and flips and jumps and flames and run through fire. And then I'll be like, okay, what? Like, girl, what you doing? You smart, you intelligent, you're attractive. I've been there. I've had people tell the same things about me. Kiki, you smart, you intelligent, attractive. And like I said, I ain't never had no international date or swindler. Motherfucker try to take me for my money. Y'all know I don't break bread with nobody. But I've been through the ringer. I've had my heart broken. I've had somebody cheat on me. I've had my expectations blown. I've been done wrong. I've been lied to. I've been lied, cheater, deceiver. So to sit up here, for me to sit on my high horse and be like, Debbie should have known better. I don't know what's going to happen when I get to be 67 years old and my kids are grown and I'm out the house and I ain't had a relationship and I ain't had no eggplant in 12 years.
What's taking you
I
forever?
might fall for it. I'm on live, baby. Can you throw this away for me in the trash?
Okay.
Thank you.
Wait, you have to.
So I don't know how I'm going to react. I'm sure and I hope I wouldn't be Debbie. I wouldn't be finessed by some 25-year-old. I'm more suspicious and skeptical than that. But to sit up here and for me to throw stones at Debbie like, well, she should have just known better. Why? Because she an older woman? Debbie don't know nothing about this internet shit. She don't know nothing about that life. Debbie thought this man was in love with her. Debbie thought she was in love with this man. Honestly, genuine. I don't think Debbie got in for being on the show. They've been talking for 3 years. You don't invest 3 years in somebody just to get on a damn show. You don't invest 3 years in time talking to this person and FaceTiming this person and sending, and apparently Debbie was sending him money. So you don't invest that type of energy at 60 something years old when you know you ain't got that much time on this earth. You don't invest that much time for somebody that you just playing with. Debbie didn't get no sex, so that wasn't the attraction. Osama's not a good looking man, so it's not like she got some sexy ass boy toy model, with a six pack. Osama ain't got none of that. He ain't got no money. He ain't got no six pack. He barely even got any straight teeth. So what was Debbie getting out of it? Debbie fell in love with this person. I know he's 25 years old, but Debbie saw past that and he spit some art game on her and he appealed to her to the romance and he gassed her up. He gassed Debbie up. He told Debbie everything that she wanted to hear and then some. And he slowly put it on Debbie. I promise you this wasn't an overnight over a couple of months. This was a gradual thing. He probably was friends with Debbie first. They were just talking on the internet about art and music and poetry. And he took it real slow. And I'm sure at first she was like, no, I can't do this. I don't want to be with you. And I'm sure she kind of gave some pushback. And he just probably poured it on thick. Like I said, we don't know the ins and outs of what exactly was told and what conversations that they had in this relationship. So like I said, for 3 years, 3 years straight, somebody finessing you. Like I said, even y'all, even listeners, even your dear Kiki, don't know what I would do in that situation. If some dude was really like, ooh, I'm really in love with you, and I'm like, man, whatever, okay, and really stuck by me and was consistent for 3 damn years, who would be like, oh, this person's swindling me? Because who invests 3 years of their fucking time talking to somebody? Who does that? Oh, it is. It is no parts. Oh my God, that's hilarious. So, I don't know. Debbie better get the strap. I don't know. I think Debbie's gonna be back. I think Debbie's gonna try to find her some old Sancho, and I think Debbie's gonna be back. Yeah, I really do. Debbie just needs somebody more her age, in his 50s, 60s. She just needs somebody more her age, and somebody who's gonna treat her good. And not just lie to her and everything. But like I said, I just thought I'd get on here and just like I'm tired of people blaming women for our misery and our pain. Like I feel that like this I watch these shows as a life lesson. And the shit that I talk about is things that I've experienced personally. It's things that I have experienced personally. So I don't just watch the show just for a kiki and a call and look at these people, they foolish. No, every time I watch these shows, I'm thinking, okay, I know people who've experienced that. I know people who've experienced that. I've experienced that. I've experienced this. I've experienced that. I haven't experienced that. Like I looked at the parallels of what's going on in my life, my friend's life, and what's going on in society. Again, I know people don't believe it, but there are thousands of people being taken advantage of by dudes that they're meeting online internationally every day. I hate to say it, but in my experience, my anecdotal experience, most of the people online that are looking for women in America and the UK, they looking because they're trying to get out of their country and they're trying to go to a westernized country. That's just it. I'm sure there's some genuine couples out there and real people like Mahmoud and Nicole. I don't think Mahmoud is trying to come to America. I think he wants Nicole to come to Egypt. Yeah, you have situations like that, but the overwhelming majority of the things that I've seen personally is dudes and women who want to come to America, who want to get married to an American or somebody in the UK or in a European country or whatever, a country that has more freedom and better opportunity, and they're using the internet and they're using dating apps to try to get here. And like I said, you ain't got to have an age difference. It could be two 67-year-olds. It could be two 24, 25-year-olds. It could be people in Africa. It could be people in Russia. It could be all kinds of countries. Don't necessarily have to be in Africa or the Middle East. There's motherfuckers over there in Europe and European countries that are trying to get to westernized countries as well. They just haven't shown it on the show. But, like I said, I'm not going to judge nobody for being on this show. I'm not going to judge anybody for dating somebody internationally because I get it. Dating is hard. I think a lot of people who don't understand that dating is hard is very harsh on these people. And I wonder why can't they get somebody here? And why it's hard. It's hard finding somebody here, y'all. It's not easy. Yeah, being on a reality show is a choice. But it's hard finding somebody to date. Period. Period. It's hard. People think you can just walk out and just, okay, I'm going to go get somebody here. You going to go online and get... It's not that easy. I'm telling you from personal experience, it's not that easy. I'm telling you, as somebody out here in these streets, it's not that... It's not. It's not. Y'all see me going on any dates? No. Solo dolo. It's hard out here for a pimp. Try to get the money for the rent. All the hoes to jump ship. It's hard out here. It's not easy to date in 2023. Especially the older you are, the wiser you are, and the less bullshit you're willing to deal with. It's hard to find somebody who's going to be genuine, who's going to be real with you. It's hard to just find somebody to even talk to you. So don't nobody tell me that you could just run outside as a woman and just get a man. It's not. If it was that simple, a lot of us wouldn't be single. And I know a lot of single women. I know at least 12 different single women who are on dating apps who are struggling, who are still single, been single for years. So it's hard out here, so it's not that easy. Like I said, the older you get, the harder it is. Debbie's 67 years old and she deserves love. She deserves to find somebody. That's another thing people were saying. Well, she need to go sit down somewhere and enjoy her grandchildren. So she should want to be single? If she doesn't want to be single at 67, then she shouldn't. Not everybody likes being single. That's not a bad thing. If Debbie wants to find a man, let her find a man. If you're a 70-year-old man and you out there looking for a woman, go find you a woman. The idea that just because you're over a certain age, your loins just shriveled up and you got to sit here and be lonely and sit in your damn rocking chair with your grandkids and your kids. No, you don't have to live life like that. You can still date. You can still talk to men and women. Like, that's just absurd. I read that too. That's absurd. That's, that's preposterous. If you don't want to be single and you want to find somebody, no matter at what age you are, then you should go find it. But you should be ready to be in a relationship. If that's what you're looking for, then you should be, when you get it, you shouldn't be like, oh, well, shit, I don't know how to act. I don't want that really now. You should be, oh, you want to just date people, then go date people. There's nothing wrong. You want to be single, be single. There's nothing wrong. It's your choice in your life. But, but you shouldn't go into somebody finessing you and talking to you and thinking that after 3 years they're gonna fucking tender swindle your damn ass. But that's the mindset you have to have these days with dating. And like I said, there's some people out there, older people, older women especially, who just ain't ready. They haven't dated in this modern age. They not used to people on social media pretending to be other people. They don't know what they should or shouldn't be looking for. They've been married, they've dated, yeah, but dating and marriage has changed then from 12 years ago, from 20 years ago, from 30 years ago. Hell, from 5 years ago. So stop making this about Debbie like she shoulda, coulda, shoulda. Like, like she's supposed to know what's going on just because she's an older woman and she's been married. Debbie was married at a different age and a different time. This is not 20, 10, 12 years ago. This is not it. Debbie was married twice to each man for a very long time. This not relationships don't work like that anymore. Romance don't work like that anymore. I don't know what kind of relationship she had, where she met these men from, but like things have changed. Things are not like that no more. When your husband or wife dies, or like even when my husband passed away, I was like, what in the hell? Like things had changed so much from the time I was with him for 8 years. You think it was easy for me to date after being in a relationship with somebody for 8 years? I've been in a relationship with somebody for 5 years, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, WTF? Things have changed in just 5 years. That I'm like, WTF? That I'm out here with my ass out and don't know what I'm doing. Don't know what I'm doing wrong. Don't know what I'm doing right. Things have changed in just 5 years. So do you think after you get out of a relationship or you become a widow that it's easy for you to just jump back in it and be like, oh, I can go out and date now? Things have changed. Things change like every 3 or 4 years. Dating has changed. So yeah. So Debbie was supposed to know that these motherfuckers out here lurking. I mean, now she do. But I think Debbie she really just wanted to believe. And belief is a very powerful, powerful, intoxicating thing, especially when it comes to love. Like I said, when it comes to romance and love, everybody, everybody plays the fool, or can be. So people don't want to believe a 67-year-old woman fall in love with a 25-year-old man. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it. Like in my personal life, I've seen it. Because people are lonely and they want to believe. Never put anything past lonely people. Lonely people do weird things, whether it be destructive, whether it be or constructive. Y'all didn't see these incels out here hurting people and going around with their weapons and because they lonely, they don't have nobody. And we're becoming more every day a more lonely and lonely society. So that's all I gotta say. Loneliness is a hell of a thing and make people do some strange things. So, but anyway, that's it. My take on 90 Day. So y'all have a good day. Bye.